Hello and welcome. It's been a minute, I'm aware of this, but we're back. We're back with a review of the Haval Jolion HEV, and I'm stoked. So let's just not waste any time and get straight into it. Let's go check it out. Okay, so here we are on the interior of the vehicle, but this is not where we're going to start. We're going to start on some of the exterior stylings, which by the little intro you just saw, you can see there's some cool little features on this Jolion HEV that I'd like to talk about. So, although we're inside, let's head outside and check out the exterior. So the first thing you'll notice on this new Haval Jolion HEV is the very eye-catching lights. And the first thing I noticed, obviously, when turning this car on for the first time, was the little dancing light display you get on the headlights, which I think is a really nice touch. You know, in today's day and age where you have so much tech and so much going on with all these vehicles design-wise, this is just a nice little touch to differentiate the Haval Jolion. Rolling around to the back, so Haval have what they call LED vision lights, and I have to say that at night or in low light driving, the lights are absolutely fantastic. Moving over to the rear spoiler, they've got some nice sporty styling with the dual vent spoilers, which obviously just gives it that little bit of an edge. And then kind of swinging round, we see really nice chrome trimmings along the side of the vehicle, as well as the silver roof rails that mimics kind of the natural lines, and as well as the flared brake lights. So it all kind of just ties together really nicely. In the front of the vehicle, we've got the really cool, easily definable diamond grille, which again, that will flow into those roof rails, as well as those really nifty and cool looking lights that I mentioned before. Okay, so as you can hear as we pull away in pure silence because we're in EV mode, the only way I can do these sorts of reviews is if I'm driving. It's the only way I can think. It makes no sense, but it's just the way this little brain works. Anyway, I digress. So moving over to the interior, the Haval Jolion HEV does come in two variants, the luxury and the super luxury, both of which actually offer equal styling benefits, if you want to put it like that. So you get keyless entry, which I have to just touch on real quick. You know, compared to my personal everyday vehicle, which is a keyless entry, which it's a physical click button on the handle. This is something I always struggle with in the newer vehicles that are coming out nowadays. Is it's it's kind of integrated into the door handle, and I find them really difficult to use. Like, sometimes it wants to allow you entry, sometimes it wants to deny you. I don't quite understand it. Maybe I'm just being a muggle here, but I just find them quite difficult. Anyway, so you get keyless entry, you've got beautiful power fold mirrors, and then you've also got on the interior a stunning 10.25 inch soft touch display, and I must say it works very, very nicely. You know, it's easy to use, everything you need is right there, so that's obviously a big tick. So also standard in these models is your push to start button, as I've already mentioned, the 10.25 soft touch multimedia display, as well as the 7-inch multicolor, what do you call it, display, instrument panel. There you go. Guys, it's been a while since I did a review, my word, out of practice here. I have to say, sitting in this vehicle, I'm very, very impressed with the finishings. I'm very impressed with the feel of everything. Everything has a very nice feel. It's leather, it's soft, it's plush. You you know, you've got your little bit of plasticky bits, but I think that you'd have that in any luxury vehicle anyway. But in terms of the gear cluster, little dial, that feels really nice. It's got like a bit of a embezzled diamond feel to it, which is lovely. I'm gonna talk about it again, guys. Same with every single car review I've done. I go on and on and on about freaking buttons. So Haval in the Jolion HEV, you've got a few buttons. You've got on off for your aircon, you've got your aircon, you've got your basic demist and defog buttons, and that's it. How do I change the aircon temperature? How do I change the speed? No, you have to look in the corner of your 10.25 inch screen. In the very corner is a little fan, tiny little fan that you got to push and then change. It's just like it, in a vehicle that shouts at you for getting too close to a damn cat crossing the road. I don't know why I use that analogy, but you know, why must I now take my eyes off of the road to try and find that little button to then, it just, I don't know, it baffles me, it drives me absolutely insane. Just guys, please, vehicle brands, give us damn buttons for basic features. On that, I'll be right back. We can carry on talking about the interior of this vehicle. I just need to find the button so I can cool down, I guess. Okay, so moving on. Sitting in the car itself, the seats are really comfortable. I find that Haval do interiors really nicely. As I said, everything feels nice, looks nice. There's good materials used, and something that I really enjoy, even carrying from the H6 HEV to the Jolion, are these seats. They're really nice, they hug you. It's gonna sound strange, I'm not a big guy, but I do have a wide back and shoulders, so I find that these seats really support the shoulders and the back comfortably, and they're a really nice soft material, which is awesome. We've also got this stunning panoramic sunroof, which at the click of a button you have a shade cloth that closes entirely. So if you are a new dad like I am, and you got little one in the back, they're not being blinded by old Captain Sun up there. They can be shaded. Anyway, next I want to just quickly touch on some of the safety features of this vehicle. So in order to do that, I am actually going to pull over and rattle off some of the safety features, because there's a lot to go through, and I think it's important to touch on them, because you know, at the end of the day, when you're buying a vehicle like this, you have you no doubt have a family. You're buying a vehicle like this for everyday use in traffic, going to the office, fighting with angry people that don't know how to drive, and all that sort of thing. So I'm gonna just pull over so I can rattle off on my phone some of the stats about the safety features. So let's do that right now. Okie dokie. So before we get to this, and when I picked up my phone, I realized something else I should have mentioned. Really nice little charging pad, wireless charging pad here for your phone. Very cool. Anyway, so talking about some of the safety features in this vehicle. So safety features are never compromised but optimized. Electronic stability, traction control, ABS, EBD, which electronic brake force distribution, yes, EBD, okay, is all standard in the Haval Jolion HEV. If you're looking for a range of super premium safety features, the Haval Jolion HEV Super Luxury model has it all and so much more. So this is what I wanted to touch on. So this is the Super Luxury model that I'm in right now, and that comes with a 360-degree panoramic camera, which is really cool. You know, when you are reversing out of a shopping center parking lot, something like a parking bay, something like that, it actually is very useful. These sorts of things can annoy a lot of people because it does shout at you constantly, like watch out for your surroundings and blah blah blah. If you just ignore all of that and you just use the feature that you got there, use your eyes firstly. It's always the first thing that works best. But also the safety, the camera works very, very well. There is adaptive cruise control, there is traffic jam assist, and intelligent turning assist. I have not really played with that or experienced that, so if I had the vehicle for a bit longer, that would have been nice to kind of experience. But there's also your lane departure assist and lane keeping assist, which I think is they're very useful on you know, highways and open roads. There's a lot more to go through here, but my advice would really be, if you want to know more about the safety features of the Haval Jolion HEV, jump onto Haval's website, go and check it out, because that'll better explain and describe, you know, all of the beautiful features. I just love that. I love that electric. As you drive away, there you could hear the engine turn on. I think you could hear it. So let's quickly talk about that a little bit. Okay, so the Haval Jolion HEV, hybrid electric vehicle. So in case you haven't noticed, when I keep talking about the whoosh, yes, this has a 1.5 litre motor that is combined with an electric motor up front. So it gives you a combined power output of about 140 kilowatts and 375 newton meters of torque, which in my opinion is really, really decent, you know, for a compact sort of family SUV, which has loads of room in the back. It's got plenty of room up front, it's comfortable, it's, you know, all these good things. It's really, really decent power. Naturally, this is a self-charging hybrid, so it's not, you know, you don't have to worry about level 23 load shedding and not being able to get to work. It is self-charging, which is brilliant, and it works very, very well in terms of self-charging. Naturally, when you take your foot off the accelerator, it charges up. When you put the brake, it charges up. So it'll click in and out of EV mode automatically, and I find that it does that seamlessly and very, very well. Sorry, we have traffic. There's an elderly dog crossing the road. You're alright, mate. There you go. So anyway, yes, in terms of the drive, honestly, driving around residential areas, sitting in traffic, you know, your everyday driving, I have found that the Jolion HEV is incredibly smooth, incredibly comfortable. When you put your foot down, everything's falling over here. When you put your foot down, that electric motor kicks in and it really, really takes off the line very, very well. I do find that when you are, if you really give it the beans a bit, it can feel and sound a little strainy, if that's a word. But I mean, it's not what this vehicle's designed for. So if that's a gripe for you, maybe look at something bigger. And I mean, I recall driving the H6 HEV, and that obviously has 180 kilowatts of combined power. So of course, it's a bit faster. It definitely does have a bit of torque steer when you really put your foot down. But again, you really shouldn't be driving like that anyway. So I don't think that that's cause for any concern. The steering is very, very light. Again, everything feels nice while you're driving. It's all right there where you need it to be. The indicators are very, very loud. It might sound strange, but that does bug me a little bit. But I mean, not as much as how much it chimes at you when there's a bird crossing your path, you know. But all those chimes can be turned off. Also, in terms of driving and comfort and functionality and stuff, no, let's go straight. Functionality and stuff, there's a really, really cool heads-up display. I've spoken about this before. It works incredibly well. It's very accurate. It's nice and bright. You can shift it around and tilt it and get it the way you like it. I think you can also turn it off entirely. When you're wearing polarized sunglasses, it does tend to disappear a bit. But I mean, tilt it, you'll get the right angle. You can still see it. Otherwise, just do this, and then the polarizedness cuts out, and you can see. It's fine. Or just take your glasses off, or just look down at your steering, your 7-inch cluster, and you can see your speed there. So, all really not things to report about here. Hey, this is an everyday driver's review. Sorry, I took my hands off the steering wheel there. Let's move on. Okay, so let's just touch on some of the other key aspects when reviewing a vehicle. Just fuel consumption. So being a hybrid vehicle, you obviously are purchasing a vehicle like this because of the fuel consumption, and the price of fuel nowadays being so ludicrous, it's a big factor. So the claimed fuel consumption on this Jolion HEV is around 5 liters per 100. In real life testing, I've been averaging around 6.2 to 6.5 liters per 100, which is the same as what I get in my little 1 liter hatchback everyday drive. So I'm not going to name brands there, but that just kind of shows, in a vehicle that's got this much luxury, this many features, and it's a big family vehicle, I think that that's really, really important, and very, very good is what I was trying to say. Then price is a big one, right? Price is what we all go on. You're like, Grant, that's all really cool, great, nice vehicle, I've got panoramic sunroof and you've got all these fancy things, but how much is the damn vehicle? So the Haval Jolion luxury model starts at around 549,000 Rand, 550, call it that. And the super luxury, which I am in right now, is around 580,000 Rand. I'll put it on the screen here. I think for half a bar, just over half a bar, you're in a good spot. You're in a very, very good spot for what you're getting in this car. You're in a very good spot for the fuel economy. You're in a good spot for power. You're in a good spot for really good sound quality as well, by the way, powered by Harman. The system in here really does give a good kick, which is awesome. With an HEV, I'm just going to quickly touch on the styling again. I know I jump all over the place in these reviews. With the HEV, as with any electric vehicle, the batteries need to go somewhere, and this for me is a little bit of an issue, because yes, you've got a nice sized boot on this car, it's nice and deep, it's nice and wide, but it's very shallow, because naturally that's where the batteries are stored, right, is below there. So that's just something to keep in mind with any hybrid vehicle, but it's kind of a trade-off. In terms of families, just touching on the interior again, as I said, I am a new dad, and I can pop in an ISOFIX base for his little Duna in and out of this car very, very simply. In fact, I'm gonna go and film doing that right now. Not right now, because I'm still driving. I'm gonna go and film doing that, and I'll pop it in here so that you can see. Here it is. So guys, thank you so much for joining me on this review. There is so much more I could probably cover on this vehicle, but honestly, it's one of those things where I can give you the basics, but I really think that you should head out to your nearest Haval dealership or GWM dealership and go and test drive one. Go and jump in the driver's seat and get a feel for yourself. I always try and do my best to give as much information as I can in a short space of time. It's not always that easy, but I really do appreciate all of the support that I've been getting from the other reviews, and I really hope that you guys will comment, like the video, subscribe, share, do all those good things. But until the next time, which is sooner than you think, that's it from me. So thanks again for watching. Let's lock this guy. I don't think I turned the car off. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.